Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the Pretty Rich Teacher podcast. Y'all, how about this episode? The one I recorded before this was like going live on LinkedIn. So for those two people who saw my podcast live, that was actually I was like, why is it showing live? I was too busy talking and yapping. But welcome to this podcast episode. Okay. We are going to be talking about 5 ways to guarantee your success as a transitioning teacher. I'm so excited. The last podcast of the year. So I'm so excited. So by the end of this podcast, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to guarantee your success. No guesswork, no risks, all those things. Okay. So yeah, let's just dive into it. Um, but I am going to trick you a little bit. So I have seen so many teachers talk about the risks of leaving their safe job and going into a new job in corporate. And when you are taking the leap, let's say that you've done the research, um, you know what you want to do, and then now you want a checklist and you want a timeline, and you want to know if you want to know certainties, and you are hesitant on investing on anything because you want to know for sure it's going to work. You want to know for sure you're going to get a job. So I am here to say that there are no certainties. There are no certainties. There are no certainties. Okay? There are no certainties. A part of this process, especially if you are a high achieving woman, you are high achievers and you are used to having things on timeline, a checklist. You're used to knowing who you're going to teach for the whole year, what you're teaching, all the things like and you have gotten comfortable in your classroom, you've gotten comfortable in your position, and you are literally wanting someone to validate you and tell you for sure, yes, you're going to leave the classroom and you're for sure going to get a job. Okay. But then when people tell you, like me, they say, hey, these are the steps to get the job, you still have hesitancies, you still have certainties. So we're going to talk about that. And I want to talk about why that presents. So for this to be the last podcast episode of 2025, and y'all, I just found out like 5 minutes before this podcast episode that I was streaming that podcast live. I wanted to go hide under this desk. I wanted to go hide under the desk. I was like, oh my gosh, not be doing this podcast live. But that would be fun to do a podcast live. I think I might do that one time. But I just wasn't, I just didn't know. I didn't know. So, whew. But y'all see how I got back up and I'm just recording another podcast. Like I couldn't sit there and be embarrassed. Like, oh my gosh, I just deleted them and y'all will see them. So whoever saw them live, congratulations. But now I learned a lesson. Okay, let me make sure I look and make sure it's not going live. It's just recording. I was wondering why the quality wasn't as high as the video. So if you notice the quality, and maybe none of y'all have noticed it, but I'm just showing y'all that I am not perfect and I still video stuff. I have seen so many teachers get caught on wanting to know things for sure. Especially for people who are like thinking about working with me and they're like, okay, but I haven't seen a lot of teachers do it. Not really sure. I want to know that you're not going to ever be sure. You have to navigate uncertainty with confidence. There is nothing for certain. And I don't want to uh, put a facade up and tell you it's going to be like one, two, three for sure. It's these 5 things. Now, the 5 things I'm going to go over with you will ensure your success. Now, these 5 things will, but for you to want to know for sure if they're going to be hiring, if you're like, oh, I don't want to invest money, it doesn't work. These 5 things will ensure that no matter what you do, it will work. Okay? Y'all ready for it? I feel this will be super duper helpful. I was really intentional about what my last podcast of the year was going to be. And I've worked with so many people, and people have been asking me over and over and over again, like, how do I know? How do I know? You won't ever know. But these 5 things, you'll know. Okay. So, but in this podcast, you're going to know exactly how to guarantee your success. This is good if you're already starting your transition journey. If you are joining me or have joined me in the exit plan course, I'm so excited. I have already had people come in, they start introducing themselves, going through the curriculum. So excited. So many teachers are making more money this year. So many, so many. All right. So let's go over um the top 5 things. I have my list to keep me on cue. All right. All right. So number one, okay. Number one, y'all have heard me say this before, but I'm gonna say it again. You need to be in charge of your success. If you are a teacher and teaching is all you know, and you see, especially if you're the ones who want to go into ed tech, and you're like, okay, I see other teachers doing it. I see all these people on her podcast. I see people on the internet transitioning. And I feel like a lot of y'all are, again, seeing the tip of the iceberg and then expecting someone to come and save you and guarantee your success. When the success, especially if you know about customer success, you need to be your own customer success manager. You have to be in charge of your success. You absolutely, positively have to be in charge of your success. In the most loving way possible, nobody is coming to save you. Not recruiters, not hiring managers, not even me. Okay. So if you've ever, and I'm going to go over to the other 5 things, but the end of it is you need to be in charge of your success. If you want to guarantee your success, be in charge of your success. And it starts with backwards design. What will it take for you to be successful in your transition into your new career? And then be in charge of it. Meaning, okay, so if I know I need to, for my last episode, I talked about believing that there's a solution, learning everything you need to know about corporate, learning a new career, and then doing the work. Okay, those are the things that I need to do. How am I going to ensure I get all those things done? Okay, what's the first thing I need to do? Okay, I need to heal my burnout. Okay, right now it's hard for me to heal my burnout because I don't really see burnout as a problem, or I don't see a possible way for me to be less stressed in my job. Okay, change the story. How am I going to ensure that I am not stressed in my job so that way I can have the energy to focus on my new career? You have to be in charge of your success, especially even with, let's say you work with a coach. Say you work with me or you or buy a course for someone, buy my course or buy anyone's course, and then you expect course to equal results. You are in charge of your success. That's why so many people who are on that train of tried that, didn't work, tried that, didn't work. All I want for Christmas is a job, didn't work. Like, you have to be in charge of your success. If you want to get your New Year's solution, your New Year's resolution of getting a new job, you have to be in charge of your success, which means if something's not working, you need to troubleshoot and figure out what it is you need help with and get the support. And I mean this in the most loving way possible. The only way that I am successful is because I am in charge of my success. Even with my coaches. So I talk about my money coach often. My money coach helps me with managing my money. My business coach helps me with um, my business coaching. But like I pay good money for them, pay thousands. But even still, I don't expect, okay, yeah, they're going to for sure ensure I'm successful. No. Okay. I pay them to get the guidance. I pay them for the resources. I pay them for the proximity. I pay them to get the solutions. But at the end of the day, it's me. I always say, what do the walls say about your success? What exactly are you doing? Okay. The only way you can guarantee that you won't transition if you don't be in charge of your success. If you are someone who is blaming recruiters, if you're blaming everything but looking at your own thoughts and your actions and you are not holding yourself responsible. I gave some coaching, tough coaching to one of my clients. Um, and she was practicing for her interviewing and she had sent me a video of her son. She goes, "This is the reason why I'm not able to practice for my interviews." And I said, ma'am, I don't have any kids, so I'm not going to speak to that. However, I have clients who have twins. I have clients that have 3 kids. I have clients that have literally been single moms. Okay. And they got their work done. Okay. So I'm not here to compare. I'm just saying like they have had the same circumstance and this person was not a single mom. And I told her, I said, stop making excuses. And I mean, in the most loving way. This is all love, y'all. Okay. This is all love. I love y'all so much. But you have to be in charge of your success. You have to stop outsourcing your success. No recruiter is you're not gonna magically go on LinkedIn, put a post, and someone's gonna say, "Hey, come work at my company. Here's a 6-figure job. You get a car, you get a car, you get a job, you get it." That's not gonna happen. Now, I would love for that to happen for you, But in order for us to ensure that we are successful in our transition and successfully still employed, we want to make sure that we have learned our new career. So if you all, if this is the first time you're listening to my podcast, I do recommend acclimate yourself and learn about what it takes to transition. So this one's going to be like for people who have been a little bit more seasoned and acclimated to knowing what's happening. But if you're someone who's been sitting on the sidelines and you have not landed a job yet, and all you again, I hope my exit plan people and my six-figure people are not on LinkedIn posting no more. I want you to be in charge of your success. I actually had one of my clients. She was one of those people posting on LinkedIn and she got a job quick. Okay. So I want you to know you are in charge of your success. What does it look like for you to be responsible for your success? A lot of us like to take ourselves off the hook. Like, oh, I've done everything I can do. But it's like, ask yourself, have you? Have you done everything that you can do? Like, have you actually done every single thing? And then, because if you've done every single thing, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about that you've done every single thing. You'd be talking about, okay, well, yeah, there is this, then do anything. You have to be in charge of your own success. Okay. I know this is some tough coaching, but we got to be in charge of our own success. That is how we guarantee our success. I don't wait around for anybody to give me what I want or to give me what I need. I go and get it. And that includes my step two. So, first one is being in charge of your success. The second one is going to be invest in support. Okay. Invest in support. I know I've mentioned before, you don't have to pay anybody, you don't have to pay anything. But if you want to guarantee your success, you need to invest in support. And I mean, invest in support like therapy. If you are not in therapy, highly 100%, my one on one clients, they must be in therapy or mindset work, but you need to invest in support. If you are a burnt out educator, you are going to struggle with this journey if you do not heal your burnout. So you need to invest in the support. My clients who listen to me and got therapy and they have their therapist, they literally are like, I'm so glad you had me do that. Like, because most of us have not ever had the opportunity to have someone observe our thoughts and our actions and our feelings. And when you do that, you're going to go to the next level. You absolutely will go to the next level. So you need to invest in the right support, emotional support, and then you need to invest in the support you need to transition out. Okay. So whether that means, okay, I need to figure out exactly how to create my exit plan. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I have an exit plan course. But again, even if you don't invest in me, you need to invest in some type of support that's going to give you what you want. Most lovingly possible, y'all. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Struggling is a choice. And I mean that in the most loving way. Like, all this is with love. I want every teacher making more money. I really, truly do. I really, truly do. And you're going to see me in my podcast move away from like the the one, two, three steps because I've given everything, but now it's the mindset required. And I really want to make sure that you all hear the mindset, you hear the strategy, but more so the mindset. Mindset is what stops people. Not just mindset, but just like your thoughts and your feelings. You have to be emotionally regulated in order for you to fully go into this transition with success. If you are spinning out emotionally, if you're spinning out about hearing no's and all the things required all over and over and over again, and that's all your story, that's gonna be your story. That's your story. Okay? Invest in the support so you don't have to struggle. Okay. Now, again, back to number one, just because you pay someone doesn't mean that you're going to be in charge of it doesn't mean that they're in charge of your success. It just means that you're going to have someone to coach you, to hold you accountable, to help ask questions that you're not routinely asking yourself. But you want to invest in the support that you need that's going to help you get your job. And from what I've seen with working with clients, it's going to be emotional regulation and then the skills that you don't have, the skills that you do not have. Now, I'm not saying to just go pay anybody that's going to guarantee it, like I said, but when you invest in the support that you need and make it a smart decision. Y'all heard of a SMART goal? Yes, you have. Specific, measurable, actionable. I forgot the R and the T. But whenever you make a SMART goal, like whenever you're going to invest in something, tell yourself, what result am I paying for and what am I willing to do to get that result? How am I going to not just have this course sit in my inbox? How am I going to actually implement it? And if you have a problem with getting things implemented, then it means that we need to have an accountability thing. Okay. Do you need to invest in uh maybe it's not always a course or a person, but maybe you invest in a time management app that helps you manage your time. Whatever it is, all roads go back to be in charge of your success. Invest in the right support and be in charge of your success. Okay? Invest in the right support, be in charge of your success. That's two. Three, what I put on my board. This is good. This is good. What I see a lot of teachers do whenever they say, okay, I want to transition into a new career. I'm a classroom teacher, I'm a principal, I'm an assistant principal, whatever I am. And then when it comes to the work required, you are allowing your current job to still take over the work required for your new job. So, when it comes to guaranteeing your success, you have to prioritize your new career over your old one. Okay. You have to prioritize it. Meaning, if you want to go into customer success, you need to be a customer success manager now and do everything that a customer success manager would doing. The version of you that has a job offer, what is she doing today? Okay. Is she worried about, oh, well, I have to get these lesson plans done? I have to do oh my job had me do all these things. And my thought is again, and I can say all this stuff because I have been in the classroom, been a school administrator, help other people go through this. There is a way for you to do less work in your current position and prioritize your new one. There is a opportunity. There is a option for you if you allow yourself to see it. We really have to prioritize the new job over the old one. Now, I'm not telling you to get fired. I'm not telling you to not do your job description. I'm telling you to prioritize your new career. So, whatever that version of yourself needs to be doing, if that means, okay, I really do need to prioritize interviewing and practicing right for my interviewing every single day. If you listen to my podcast episode with my client Jada, she was listening to my course, the podcast, practicing every day. She believed she was getting her job. She prioritized her new job over her existing one. Okay. And it's actually the best time for you to really invest in a new career is when you have one. When you're not worried about your current one, you're able to get a new one. You cannot hate yourself into a new job. You can't hate your job and expect to get a brand new one. You have to make peace with that job, make peace with that. And then you're going to go in bright eyed and bushy tailed into your new position. Because I said before, struggling is a choice at this point. And I mean this in the most loving way. I don't want y'all to hate me. I don't want y'all to fight me. Okay. I love y'all really bad. I want y'all making more money really bad. So that means I have to give the coaching that I want y'all to hear. And I want y'all to know it's all with love. It is. I am not someone who is just out here saying, yeah. I'm not the teachers who are like, I got my degree. I already got what I needed to do. Y'all the ones who need a degree. I'm not doing that. My job is literally like for the last 2 years, my job has been helping other educators make money outside of the classroom. I wake up every day and I've gotten better with my work life balance. But I wake up, okay, how can I improve and help more people get results? So with my clients, even with my content, with my podcast, I'm like, okay, what's a good podcast that I feel like they need to hear? What would really solve a problem? Right? So when I say all this stuff, y'all, it's all with love. But we have to prioritize our new career. If you want to guarantee your success, all my clients who get hired fast, they are not pretending to be a customer success manager. They're not pretending to be an educational sales consultant. They are. I was actually doing a group coaching call last week, and my client, she is brand new, came in here like a whippersnapper, got her portfolio done. She's like, I'm getting this stuff done. She's like, this is actually fun. And she's like, it's actually much more challenging to pretend to know the job than it is to do it, than it is to actually learn it. Also, it's like when I've had a few clients who also like did not see it possible for them to not take work home. But once I coached them through it and had them not taking work home, they're like, oh my gosh, I love this. I have so much time to do this. And they are literally prioritizing. They're getting these things done. They're getting interviews. They're going to the final round. They're getting their job offers. Okay. Because they're prioritizing their new job over their old one. When you prioritize your new job, You literally are giving yourself what you want. If you don't like your current circumstance, your current job, then we have to become a version of ourselves that gets a new job. We have to. We just gotta. We just gotta. Okay? We just have to. We just gotta have to. Like from the Rugrats, if y'all know who the Rugrats are. You gotta take responsibility. You have to literally prioritize it. So that means if you have not done my heel burnout lesson, I recommend doing that. If you're not in my exit plan course, make sure you're in that. If you are not doing whatever you need to do to prioritize your new career, I want you doing that. But that's what's going to get you a job. Okay. 4. What's the next input? All right. This is a good one. This is a good one. Desire to do the work required. Desire to do the work required. Okay. My last episode, I talked about the work required, doing the work. And in my exit plan course, the last module is do the work. But it's like more than just doing the work. It is all about getting yourself excited about it. Getting yourself excited about the work. This is what I mean. It is going to be hard work. Okay. It is going to be hard work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be hard work. But the benefits, the payoff is so sweet. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. So how can you get yourself, if you really can envision yourself doing all the things, going back to your why are you even listening to my podcast in the first place? Why are you even looking to leave the classroom in the first place? Okay. That is your why. And I want that to be your desire. I guarantee y'all, sometimes I don't feel like doing the work. I always tell my clients, I never feel like doing the dishes. I never feel like doing it. But I have to be like, you know what? I want to be able to come home to a house that has dishes cleaned. So I'm going to just put on my favorite song and I'm going to make it work. I'm going to dance. I'm going to put this away, put these clothes away. I mean, put the dishes in the dishwasher. And I also hate unloading the dishwasher. I also don't like doing that. I'm like, okay, how can I do it? So when it comes to interviewing, you may look at it as, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. But it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I get to do this work so I can get this new job. Okay. You have to do what others won't do to get what others won't get. And I'm giving y'all straight to the point with these. Doing what others won't do. Like literally desire to do the work. And I feel like there is I feel like we have the iceberg syndrome where people are just looking at the iceberg. They see me, they see other teachers who are living their life and they think that there's some magical thing that they're missing. Like I even have clients who will go reach out to other people. Hey, can you tell me, what did you do to leave? And they keep thinking that it's some hidden secret, but it's like, oh no, I just did the work. I did this, I did this, I did this. Okay. And I encourage it. I tell my clients, go talk to my other clients, go talk to them. Okay. I've had people go and find my clients and message them and they say the same thing. Yep. I said, do the work. Best advice, just listen to her. And I'm not saying that I'm the only person that's giving all the advice, but the work is the work. And we just have to find a new way to approach it. If we look at the work as heavy, if we look at the work as annoying, if we look at the work as a nuisance, then we're not going to want to do it. Okay. I love making money, which means I love doing work. I was listening to a interview with Tracy Ellis Ross. I love Tracy Ellis Ross down. Okay. Our favorite celebrities are out here still working. She's like, yeah, I work every day. Even when she's not working, she's working. Like for me, my one true day off is Sunday. And even when I'm not working, I am still working. And I'm not um glamorizing working hard, but I feel like people have glamorized the soft life. Like they may see, even if people see my post, they see me like, oh girl, you're on a yacht, you're just living your life. Y'all, it's work to record them videos. It's work to come up with the captions. It's work to post consistently each week. Okay, I think there was one week I was like, y'all, I thought I was working on the course, the extra plan course. I didn't have time. Not, I told myself, but that was a story I believed. I'll take it. I didn't record any videos that week. I said, you know what? I'm okay. I'm putting my energy elsewhere, and I didn't make a fit about it. I just didn't record videos, but I'm back on it. Okay, and I was doing other work. But I say all this to say we have to stop looking at the tip of the iceberg and look all the way down and realize that it is work. Now, when you are going, especially most of y'all are just going into corporate, okay, you're going to get more time freedom. Okay. I am in entrepreneur land, but it's the closest thing that I can think of like the work that I do that's very equivalent to the work that you're doing. Like it is going to be work that is not going to be fun, but how can you make it fun? Okay. Me and my biz bestie, Taurus Sense. Hey, Taurus Sense, if you listening. If y'all haven't followed my bestie, Taurus Sense, Torah, she's a dating coach. We be working on Saturdays. We work on Saturdays. We both have our business. We both love our businesses. We both really care about our clients and ensuring they get results. And we love working, but we also love express passes. So that means we got to work to have the money to do express passes. Okay. We are going to Tulum next year. We're going to Bali next year. We're going to Miami next year. We're going to all these places, but we're also working. Okay. I say all this to say not to like, I'm not doing this to brag about my life. I'm just telling you, like, the most successful people that you see are most likely doing some work that you don't see. They may post the end result because, again, if you are, especially by people who are doing sales, really for this whole journey, like, you have to lead with the transformation. So, like, when you're in interviews, it's less about, notice how I didn't really give a lot of tangible, like, career advice in here because these are the biggest mindset things. Sidebar. But like even in the interview process, they are looking to hire you as a customer success manager, as an educational sales consultant, as an executive assistant, as a curriculum specialist, whatever it is that you are applying for. So you have to do all the work to show them that you are a no-brainer fit. So doing the training, doing a portfolio, preparing for their interviewing, doing the interview practicing, researching the company, there is work. If it was super duper easy, I wouldn't have a job and nobody would be on LinkedIn complaining about not finding a job. Nobody would be doing it. They just have it. It's like teaching. You don't ever see teachers on the internet talking about how hard it is to get a teaching job. You don't see it. You don't see it. Okay? You don't see it. It's easy to get a teaching job. It's very easy to get a teaching job. It is challenging to get a corporate job. But people get jobs every day. Okay? My last two episodes, I've really been talking about people's entitlement to being employed at a company for years, their entitlement to getting a job easily. Because I've seen people, especially when I talk about investing in the right support, I always go back to like, when you invested in your degree, why did you invest in your degree? Did you make your money back? One, when you invested in your degree, were you certain that you were going to get a promotion? Were you certain that you were going to get that next level job? Were you absolutely certain? When you started your degree, were you certain that you were going to finish it? Most of y'all know you're going to finish your degrees. There's not a lot of teachers. There are some, but for different reasons. But people typically will finish their degrees. And there's a lot of teachers who have their master's degrees. Okay, you did the degree, and then you weren't guaranteed to get a job or guaranteed to get increase, but you still did the work. Okay, you did it. Like when I asked, okay, what did you do? You just did the work. You just did the work required to get your master's. So if you have a master's degree, you could absolutely get a new job. It's the same work. Okay. My program is like a master's level course and coaching. It's a transformation, but I want you to be excited about the work. Okay. Be excited about the work. Stop the entitlement in the most loving way of, oh, I have my degrees. I should be hired. Okay. My experience should speak for itself. People should hire me for my experience. Okay. We have to drop the entitlement. Well, these companies are laying people off. They should, like, are y'all expecting lifetime guarantees at these companies? I'm just curious. I'm just very curious. So it's like, how can you just be excited that, oh, wow, I get to be one of those people who I'm not going to be like, you're going to feel your feelings about a layoff if it happens to you. But I'm telling y'all that if you know how to do your job, you're not going to get laid off. You're not. And if you do, you can go get another one. Like, I can do this full throttle with my heart. I am not scared of getting laid off because I know how to get another job. I know how to make money. And that's what I want you to be confident in. I know how to make money. I know how to get another job. When my clients are like, oh, I know how to get another job, I feel so proud. Okay. When they get a job, I feel proud, but I feel prouder when like, oh, I know how to get another job again. That's what I want. I tell them all the time, I don't want you building safety in one company. I want you building safety in your ability to land another job. And that's all going to stem from you having the desire to do the work. Okay. Let me show y'all my calendar for next year. All those orange spots are days off. And I have it right there as a visual for me. So whenever I have my to-do list of all the things I gotta do, I'm like, you know what? Look at all these days that I have off. All right, it's okay. We want to do this. Think about how good I'm going to feel when I get this work done. I get to say that I did it. I get to be the version of myself that gets it done. And I love that version of myself better. I love that version of myself that gets it done than that version of myself that talks about how I wasn't able to get it done. Desire to have the work. And this may be complex or may go over your heads if you are still burnt out. If you're looking for those tangible tips, again, I have them, but these are the biggest things. So let's recap before I go to the last one. So number one, you are in charge of your success. YOU, YOU University, you're in charge of your success. Okay. Two, invest in the support. Whatever support you need, invest time or money, but I suggest money because also what happens, another thing with free resources versus paid resources, when someone gets something for free, like there are some people who are going to do it, but typically when you get something for free or you don't pay as much money for something, you don't value it as much. Think about when I got my first designer bag. My first designer bag, I'm like, that bag, well, one, I don't put bags on the floor at all. But when I got my first designer bag that I paid more than $1,000 for, I was like, oh, this is, excuse me, we're not dropping this on the floor. I never put my personal floor, but like, we need to put this with care. I'm not going to stuff it in my bag or squish it. Like versus a bag that I got, like a little clutch bag, $10, $20 from Amazon. I can throw that thing in the bag. I still want to take care of it. Like I don't want my bag to break, but like I do take care of things that are a little bit more higher level paid. Like I pay more attention. It's kind of like the boutique gym memberships, like Orange Theory. Orange Theory. Oh, I'm gonna go to my class. I paid for it and I reserved my class. If I don't come to my class, they cancel it. I'm like, oh, that's $15. Like, oh no, I'm going to my class. Okay. Versus the $20 gym membership. I can go once and it pays for it. I'm okay with just paying it. Like, think about those subscriptions that are like $20 that you don't use. But yeah, it's only $20. Like, there is something that happens when you invest in your future. Okay. There is something that happens. And again, I'm not telling you this is not a call for you to, I'm not trying to convince you to work with me. I don't convince anybody to work with me. If you want to work with me and you want the results, I'll tell you how I can help you. Okay. You don't have to buy anything of mine. But I do recommend if you want to guarantee your success, invest in the support, emotional support. So I want you to have a therapist. I love when people are like open to coaching, like being coachable. That's really what I should put on here. Coachable. Being coachable. That's a simple. I started with my fifth one, but investing in my support for emotional or the skill support. So emotional skill support. Three, prioritizing your new job over your current one. So stop making excuses for why you have to do your job now. The longer you prioritize your current job, the longer you'll have your current job. How about that? How about those apples? The longer you prioritize your current job, the longer you'll have it. How about that? So we want to literally pull up our job description, do our job, let our job be a job, make it neutral, and focus on our new one. Okay. Number four, desire to do the work. Desire to do the work. How can I desire to do this work? Think about anything that you've done before that you did not want to do and you did it. Look at the last transformation. If you've ever weight loss transformation or you've gotten a degree, even a bachelor's degree, think about what mindset were you in when you got your degree? What made you push through and get that degree? Even if like some people say, oh, I barely made it with a thread. Like I just did it. Take the same concept here and just do it. Just do it. But for me, it's all about like, I'm thinking about the version of myself. Like, do I want to continue being that person? Because for me, I have absolutely every single reason to not get some stuff done. I have 100 reasons and people would believe me. If I go around and sold this story around town, people would believe me. Okay. People would believe me. Okay. I can sell ice to people in Antarctica. If I tell people, yeah, I haven't been able to post my content on TikTok anymore because y'all, I'm running a business, it's a lot of work and I still have my corporate contract job. Yeah. And people would nod their head. They'd agree with me. They'd agree with me. I'm like, yeah, and I have all these clients. I'm doing it by myself. And girl, I got divorced and I have all these bills. People would like nod their head and agree with me. They would agree with me. But I was like, I don't want to be that version of myself anymore. I don't want to be that version that I don't want to call it making excuses, but I don't want to be that version. I'd rather be the version of myself that figures it out and gets it done. I am more proud of that version. I'm more proud of that version. Okay. I'm proud of that version, and it opens it up for more. So desire to do the work. You have to bring desire to do the work. And the last thing is stop making this transition optional. Okay. This happens often where, let's say that you're in the classroom and you don't hate your job. It's okay. Like, you don't love it. If you were to get a higher paying job, you'd love it. You'd want to do it, but you don't really hate your job. So you're like coasting, or maybe you're already transitioning to your corporate job. Like, okay, well, yeah, it'd be nice to get another one. It's like more of a necessity, a nicety. I think I'm making a word up. Like, it'll be nice, but I don't need to do it. And I feel like that's how y'all are acting with this transition. Like, oh, it'll be nice versus, oh no, I'm doing it. Stop making it optional. Like, stop making it optional. That's what this is. Stop making it optional. Okay, these last episodes were tough. So if y'all want to go back and listen to my softer episodes, but I just feel like there's a time to think, there's a time to feel, and then there's a time to do. So think about everything I'm saying. Let it land, let it marinate, let it land in your body. But okay, I received some tough coaching today. I received some tough coaching. Okay. Let me think about this. Have I been making this optional? Can I bring the desire to do the hard work? Right? Can I prioritize my new job over my current one? Am I investing in the right support? Am I choosing to struggle? Again, even if it's a matter of money, how have you paid for things how have you paid for degrees? How have you paid for it? If it's a money thing, I tell you, if you want to make six figures, six-figure people invest. I have not seen a six-figure earner not invest in their career. I haven't seen it. That's still making six figures. And I have a lot of rich friends. And I don't mean, none of this is to brag. I'm just telling you all, I wish I had a teacher mentor that actually left education that can give me the game that I'm giving y'all right now. I really, really wish that I did. Okay. I really wish. And this is me telling you. So if you say no one told me, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Okay. So stop making it optional. Like, stop making it optional. It's because these are the people who really, really, really do be stalling. Y'all are really stalled. You're like, you know what? You're doing the work. You're probably doing all these things, but you're making it optional. You're like, okay, yeah. And this is how I know, like, you will, and I have some clients, I call them out and I love them. They'll do anything, everything, but send me a recording of their interview. They'll do anything, everything. They'll post something on TikTok. They're a vlogger now. You know, and I'm calling them out. I love them. And I tell them this stuff too. One, she's a fashion influencer, posting fashion. I was like, girl, when we gonna do our job? Okay. And she's like, you're right, you're right. All of them, and I love all of them. Like, this is not me running that off. But they're like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, I need some fire under my butt. And they're doing it. And I've seen people literally get interviews and job offers. Literally the same people. Okay. It happens. Your brain does what's easy. Your brain's going to do what's easy. It is going to be challenging to do this work. It is going to really knock down, or you're going to feel some type of way about like learning something new and not being an expert at it right away. Like, it's okay. I'm actually, side note, sidebar related. As y'all know, I am acting. I am an acting bag. I have an acting coach. And I am, just like every career that I've had, y'all, I am researching. I'm listening to a book called Audition. And it's a good book about learning how to audition properly. And it has a lot of similarities as teachers interviewing for these corporate jobs. So like, when I finish reading it, I'm going to do an entire um, podcast about it. But essentially, the goal is the same. Like, I'll kind of give y'all an example of what's going to happen. So when it comes to acting, right, the way it works is you have to audition. You have to, and right now it's self-tape. So you literally will uh, get an audition, you'll get an agent, and then they'll send you out for jobs. Like, and then you're going to be essentially interviewing, but it's an audition. They'll give you the role, whatever it is, if it's a commercial, et cetera, they'll give you directions, and then you have to self-record. So I did a whole class this year in 2025 about how to do a good self tape. So it's like I have to put the camera up, I have to have the right background, and then I have to find an acting emotion. I have to like, what does my character want? It's a lot of work. People think it's just reading lines. It's not just reading lines. I feel like that's what happens with interviewing. You just want the right thing to say, but it's like you got to really get into the character. You have to get into it. Like you really have to become that version. But either way, you do all this work. Like I have to do all this work, and follow me. So it'll be like auditions, and I'm not guaranteed to get the part. Okay. And I haven't even like, I've only sent in one because I haven't gotten my agent yet. I'm getting my agent. I said, I'm going to get my assistant first so I can have time. Because with acting, just to give you all an example of what I'm talking about is you have an agent, you're going to have to get auditions, and then you're going to submit for the audition within like 24, 48 hours. They may or may not call you back, but you put all that effort into it and you may not hear anything back. You may give your best performance and they still go with somebody else. Like a lot of people in the acting world don't stick it through because you're going to have to face a lot of no's, a lot of them. Like that is just a part of it. But for me, I'm like, oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. Is it gonna hurt my feelings if when I put my full Angela Bassett onto this self tape and they don't pick me? I'm gonna feel some type of way. But I'm like, you know what? I got some at bat practice, and in my head and in my reality, like sidebar, still related. I don't like the word delusional. I think delusional allows our brain to believe that it's not real. I like the ability for you to feel like if it feels illusional for you to make 100K or to really transition, I want you to allow yourself to close your eyes and go there and make it real. Like if you need to be delusional to get out of your body and put yourself in your new position, do that and then take the LOL out. I'm not laughing about my acting career. I'm not saying it just to get a reaction out of people. Like I'm acting and I'm doing everything there is for me to be successful with acting. Okay. I went to my first TikTok creator event. I didn't wait for TikTok to call me a creator. I just started creating nonstop, even when I get no views, some views. I just kept going. Like I didn't hit 10,000 followers on my TikTok. I was posting on TikTok for a good 2 years before I got even 5,000 followers. Imagine if I said, oh, I've tried for 2 years and nobody. Oh, like I didn't make it optional, and I don't make anything I do optional. It's not optional that I'm going to be vlogging. It's not optional. Okay. It took me a little bit longer as I had a YouTube channel before. I deleted all my videos, start life over. And I'm like, oh, new YouTube, and it's coming. Okay. New YouTube coming. Vlogs coming. Okay. Stay tuned. Acting career coming. I believe in my head when they see me, when they see this, they'll make, oh, we need her. And I believe that fully. I don't care if nobody else believes it. That's the energy I want you all to have. I want you to stop making it optional. If you show up and you do the work and you make yourself excited about the work, and that way when you get the interview, because your audition is the interview. The interview is the audition. They're trying you out for this role. They're not looking to see your potential, right? Similar to auditions and acting. They're not looking to see my acting potential. They want to see me in that role. So on the audition, I have to give it all I got. I have to give it all I got, knowing they still can tell me no. Okay. And then with acting, I think maybe because I'm just so used to getting so much feedback, and I have to think back to like how I've been able to receive so much feedback. Like with my dissertation, y'all, I probably had 50 revisions of that dissertation. I would put my best work and they still give me something, like always giving me feedback. So I got used to it. Acting, whenever I'm in my acting class, what we would do, we would record our self tapes. It would be a group of 10 of us. It's like 10 of us. We'll record our video at home and then we send it to our acting coach. And then he puts it on literally the big old screen, and we go one by one. Everybody's watching your tape and you're getting critiqued in front of everybody. Everybody. Okay. But I had to get used to it. I'm like, this is what the work is required for me to act. And if anything, I'm happy that I'm learning how to act in front of these people instead of me having my first video in front of the entire world. Like I want to show up my best self. So like these are some examples of like how I'm aware and I know that I'm going to get told no, but I know that I'm going to get told yes. I'm not going to stop. Who's going to stop me? The best part of my plan is nobody can stop me. The best part of my plan is nobody can stop me. That's the attitude I want y'all to have as we go into 2026, as we approach our career transition. Stop making it optional because you absolutely positively can get a job. Okay? All right. Recap. Be in charge of your success, ma'am or sir. I'm looking at my notes so I won't forget. 2, invest in the right support, skill support, and emotional support. 3, prioritize your new job over your current one. 4, build the desire to do more work. Okay. And 5, stop making this optional. I want you to navigate this uncertainty with confidence. And if you do all 5 of these things, you will. It's not a matter of the risk. I mean, if you have to be willing to take a risk. Like you took a risk by getting your master's degree. Like you took a risk getting your bachelor's degree. You weren't for sure guaranteed a job. And then if you did, and if anyone has a story of okay, well, however your story is, we're still in this space where you're listening to this podcast, thinking about wanting to transition out of the classroom. So that means even everything you did, it's still like, even if you feel like you have a comfortable life, you're still listening to this podcast. There's nothing wrong with listening to this podcast. It's like, but if you are making this optional, if you are saying anything about your job, if you feel like, okay, I'm comfortable, you're still here listening. That means that you want something in your heart, you still desire more. And I want you to truly allow yourself to believe that it's possible for you. Believe that it is possible. Okay. So I encourage you, because I believe this is going to be dropping the last Friday. Don't wait until January 1st. Right now. Right now. How can you, if y'all have not read, I know I love pulling out a book on y'all. Actually, I'll do both. This book one, it's a fall. I'll show you both. Think and Grow Rich is a good one. And then The War of Art. These are really, really, really good books for you all to read. I think I am going to do a whole episode about the books because, like, if y'all are lifelong learners, like y'all say y'all are, y'all need to be reading books. Reading books. Think and Grow Rich gives you a mentality that I talk about of not making your transition optional. It gives you different things and it tells you, okay, if I want to make a certain amount of money, it's like saying, okay, what am I willing to give in return? What am I going to do to get this money? And how am I going to have the self confidence to continue moving forward? Okay. The Art of War, the War of Art is all about you being able to take that idea or that dream that you have in your head and put it onto paper and actually get it done. Okay. The time to think, time to feel. It's now time to do it. Okay. Just do it. Like Nike. Just do it. All right. I hope you all had a great listen. I hope you have a hope you enjoyed your holidays. I hope you have a great new year. And I will see you all in 2026. I can't wait for you all to see the podcast in 2026. It's only going to get better. I just want to, as I close out, thank you all so much for investing time listening to this episode. It just tells me that you truly are wanting more for yourself. And I'm so excited to continue to give you all what you want, what you need, so that way you can join the Pretty Rich Teacher community. All right, and we'll see you all next year.